Welcome back, citizens of Tamriel. I'm Cal, and just a couple of days ago, the Endless Archive dropped for the Elder Scrolls Online. I've spent 2 days running through the Endless Dungeon, testing out the mechanics, and I wanted to put together a little first impressions video along with some general strategy tips for anyone out there who might be checking it out for the first time. Without a doubt, this is one of the most exciting content drops we've gotten for ESO in a long time, and despite the Apocrypha theming, this is actually a base game update, which means that any ESO player out there has access to it. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, now for anyone who's been sleeping under a rock and has no idea what this is brand new content for ESO, free for all players, is a free update, included with the base game, and it is an endless dungeon. For anyone who happened to have played Final Fantasy XIV back in the day, the Deep Dungeon has a similar format. So there are going to be waves of enemies in each level. There'll be power-ups that you can unlock while you're playing through the dungeon. That will give you temporary boosts. Some of them are permanent for that whole round through the dungeon. But the goal is to last as long as you can. I believe by default you get 3 lives. There's also 3 modes, and that's one of the things that I find the most exciting about it, is you can play it solo, you can play it with a companion, or you can play it with a partner, which kind of fills a gap in the existing content because it doesn't require a full group. And another thing that I think is really cool about it is that there are some new merchants and new gear. So right here you can see these are some of the rewards that you can purchase using the new currency that you acquire in the Endless Archive. One of the most exciting new rewards from the Endless Archive are going to be these class sets. So you can actually buy a box that has a random set item from one of the class sets. They also have a new motif associated with them. So each of these class sets has a unique look, which is awesome. There's all kinds of new furnishings. I think this is going to be a great way to actually get some good companion gear, which is nice. And there's, of course, new collectibles. I believe there's a new mount. There's a whole new Tales of Tribute deck. So lots of cool stuff that you can earn through playing the Endless Archive. And I do want to go ahead and show you guys the other new merchant, which has a rotating set of goods to purchase. And I believe it's this guy right here. It's going to be a different lead each week, so this might be an alternative way to get leads that you've yet to see drop in whatever particular dungeon or boss or whatever you need to kill to actually get them. There's also going to be treasure maps in here. There's some more furnishing items. So, we talked a little bit about the rewards and about the setup of the dungeon itself. Now, for my build, I'm using the same build that I use for arenas. So, this is a pretty good utility build. I'm going to go ahead and pop open my equipment here, let you guys take a look. I'm using Briarheart, so that 5-piece allows me to regenerate a lot of resources. It also has sort of that health effect, or that healing effect. In addition to that, I've got 1 piece of Trainee. That is a heavy cuirass. And then I'm also rocking the Vicious Ophidian. Only 3 pieces on the front bar, 5 pieces on the back bar. I've got my bars swapped. Doesn't really matter which one uses the front or the back, but I will spend most of my time on the back bar with this build, with the 2-hander. And then I've got the Ring of the Pale Order for even more healing. I think one of the main things that I learned back in the day when you're trying to do some of the tougher solo content in ESO is that you want to have multiple sources of healing running at all times. There are too many enemy abilities in these arenas and dungeons that hit extremely hard and don't give you a lot of time to try and recover. So you want to have those heal over times just running basically all the time, especially if you're facing a boss or one of the more challenging encounters. And since this is somewhat randomized, we don't know exactly what order we're going to see stuff in. It does get progressively harder as you go deeper and deeper into the Endless Archive. But I think that this is going to be our best bet to make it pretty far on this first run. Now, I did check this out on the PTS, but of course, ZOS changed everything before they brought it to the live servers, so this is going to be a pretty blind run for me. And let's head on in. And I've got Ember set up as a healer as well. Depending on how things go, I might swap to a different companion. This is actually an exit that'll take you back to the entrance, so let's head on in here and see what we got. And here at the beginning, it should be pretty easy stuff. So I'm not too worried about dying right out of the gate. These guys are taking a fair bit of damage though, so not total pushovers. I mean, definitely tougher than overworld content. Although this build, again, is more of sort of a hybrid utility build rather than just straight DPS, right? So the goal here is not to deal as much damage as possible in as short a time as possible. It is to survive. And when you're soloing, running out of resources is the thing that will get you killed. But as you can see, I've basically got a lot of healing going on at all times. from the Ring of the Pale Order. I'm also using, what is this ability? I'm also using Vigor and popping that occasionally, keeping the potions going. Don't forget your potions. The cheap free ones that you get from daily logins. I've got thousands of those stacked up in the bank, so no need to use fancy potions here. Maybe for bosses or something like that. Okay, so we get to choose a verse here. So this is what I was talking about earlier, where as you're progressing through the Endless Archive, you can get temporary power-ups. So, Glamorous Scholar. Successfully dodging an attack summons a charming book. Interesting. And Rebirth. You have the gift of life. When you die, you instead become immune to damage. Oh, that sounds really powerful. So we're going to go ahead and select Rebirth. Now that only lasts until we get to the next stage. So just temporary. And then, of course, if you forgot to bring something in, like a repair kit or some potions, you can pick up some of that stuff. You can also pick up, I think, extra verses I saw. Yeah. So if you had some of the currency that you get from the Endless Archive, you could buy yourself an extra power-up before you head to the next room. All right, so that was the first room done, and here we go. So far, pretty easy, but again, this is Endless, so we've got a long way to go, hopefully, before we are done with this run in the Endless Archive. Another big thing when trying to do this tougher solo content is to look out for stuff that you need to block. So usually there will be an animation involved if an enemy, a monster, is doing a big attack. So keep an eye out for those. All right, Regenerating Bastion. Protective shield slowly regenerate. Yep, I'm going that one. Oh, that's right. I do love this. Great user experience. The fact that you have to choose your verse in order to get the portal to open up. So you can't accidentally miss the verse. Oh, and we are at the first mini boss here. All right, so this guy shouldn't be too tough. I mean, for our first boss here, I'm not expecting him to put up much of a fight. Now I can go ahead and activate that Bastion of Defense. Like I said, that's temporary. It's not going to last after we defeat this boss. So may as well go ahead and pop it and just hedge my bets even. All right, pretty straightforward here. He's just got a little bit of AoE, nothing too crazy. I noticed Ember dropped her ultimate for me. That was nice. And that is the first stage done, or cycle, first cycle done. All right, so now we get some actual rewards. And I believe that, yep, Archival Fortunes, 220. So we got some of the new currency. Okay, so now we get a vision. And the vision is going to last for the rest of the run, I believe. So unlike the verses, which are temporary, the visions stick with you. So I don't really have any frost attacks right now. I am a warden, so I could swap out some skills, I suppose. And now we've got our portal to the Archive Wings. Yeah, I just need to run over here. So you see these little guys? These floating bubbles. That is where you need to run to in order to start spawning the waves of enemies for this room. This build's probably a little bit overkill for these early stages. I bet I could swap to something that does a little bit more DPS for now, just to, like, you know, get through these waves quicker, but I think I'm going to continue to play it safe. I did get caught off guard when I tested this out on the PTS and had an early death, and ooh, Portal to the Unknown. So I did see these on the PTS. This is kind of like a little bonus room. I was not able to figure out what to do in any of them. There's like puzzles to solve. Sometimes there's like a time limit on them. So butchery. Again, no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Eat sweet rolls to gather your strength. I have no idea where sweet rolls are. Oh, I think I see one glowing up there. Okay. Do I have to press a button? Okay, I do. Nice. Oh, there's one. So this is pretty fun, pretty silly. Turn and fight. Oh, I see. Okay. Awesome. And bonus loot. Okay. I didn't have this one on the PTS, but that was a little bit more straightforward than the ones I did see. Looks like I get a bonus verse. That's awesome. Active world skills. Sure. I'll take a 25% reduction from area of effects. Awesome. So next room. Oh, it took away my bear. That's annoying. Well, I was a goat. I lost my bear, which I'd realized before I'd started this combat. Of course, we're getting a good variety of enemies. It can pull, I believe, from any content in the game. Basically, all the enemies of ESO have the potential to show up when you're running the Endless Archive, which is nice to get that variety. And you'll also see that in the mini bosses as well. You'll get a good variety of different things to challenge you. All right, let's choose our verse. Awesome. That sounds cool. The wounds you inflict do not close. All right, here we go. We got a Minotaur, so he's probably going to have a charge, but these guys are not too tough. I'll dot it up here. I'm going to go ahead and pop that potion, even though I'm full. That's just going to keep my stamina topped up, and he is almost done. There's the charge. I missed the dodge roll. No big deal. Let's go ahead and leave him down. Sweet. And let's go ahead and get our second vision. Your area effects grow stronger. Area effect damage increased by 2% per stack. Increase the duration of crowd control immunity. I think I'm gonna get this one. All right. Second cycle down, I believe. Oh, so that was one I should have blocked. You saw how it had that enemy had that sort of gold effect above them, indicating that they were doing a heavy attack. Could have prevented myself from getting stunned there for a second. And I have not been keeping up my heals as well as I should have. Luckily, Ember's taken care of that. I've actually got Ember kitted out pretty well with companion gear already. There's only like 1 or 2 pieces that could really be optimized for healing. And I think there's like maybe one more skill that I need to unlock for her healing kit, or sort of a best in slot healing kit. So pretty solid heals, even though I am being a little sloppy. All right, let's pick another verse. I do love the two-handed skill line for solo content. It just has so many great tools. I don't think it's universally loved as much as I love it, but I definitely prefer it to anything else, which is too bad. I wish that bow had the same utility that two-hand does, even though it doesn't make a ton of sense to be in melee range with a bow. But there are builds that you can make work. All right, let's choose a verse here. Increases damage done of your active weapon skills. That's not bad, because I do have a couple weapon abilities on each bar. Yeah, we'll do that. And are we already to the mini-boss? Yes, we are. So when I tested this out on the PTS, there was another room you had to go through before you got to the mini-boss. So this feels like it's going much quicker, which is great. All right, I'm going to go ahead, since the mini-boss, and this was about where I started getting caught off guard. Like, that might be a ton of damage. Oh, he froze us. Don't love that. So it was good that I had all of that healing going. Ember's down, so it is up to me to keep my heals up. Oh, he's going to hit the bear too. Okay, here we go. One more. Whew. Don't love losing the companion. All right, let's pick our vision. Tempered Ward. Damage shields, more efficient than ever. So I do have damage shields thanks to the two-hand skill line. Stamina recovery for sure. Easy choice. Again, solo, like, as soon as you're out of resources, you're dead. And I mentioned this earlier, but I am a very lazy heavy attacker. I always forget to heavy attack, so I do really rely on Briarheart and potions, and of course the Netch to try and keep me topped up. And actually, I can already feel the effect of that last vision. Like, I mean, I've got so much more stamina than I would normally have right now. So that's a good one. That might actually have dramatically lengthened the run. And it looks like we are sort of out of the archive now, temporarily. Above the archive. There's less books. Don't forget to keep your buffs up. Oh, block. Nice. Potion. Gonna pop a heal. He's hitting kind of hard. And he's down. Another mini-boss. Here we go. I have been seeing announcements of guildmates completing this and their high scores, which is cool. I'm curious how far they got to get 65k or whatever. Ooh, so this guy can knock you off the edge, so look out for that. Oh, definitely don't want to get hit by that. And look at that, out of stamina. And also watch out for stacked AoEs like that. You definitely don't want to get hit by a bunch of them. Ooh, that's hurt. Just keep your heals up. Really tough to avoid those with. Oh, you know what I'm missing? You got to kill the storms in order to damage Molagkina here. So I was just wasting resources. Got a potion. Yeah, I do think this was where it was actually, I think this mini boss, maybe not in this exact order, because I don't think the mini bosses are always in the exact same order, but I think it was this Molagkina boss that got me on the PTS, because I wasn't paying attention to my health and my companion was down. Okay, here we go. I can attack her again, although now she's going to try and knock us back. So alternatively, you could just, stand real close to her and then she's not going to be able to knock you far enough, but easy enough to dodge. Okay, so this represents a significant jump in difficulty from the last mini boss. All right, let's get a new vision. Critical chance of magical attacks. Dodge. I'm going to go ahead and get the dodge cost reduced because I don't really have a ton of magic attacks on my stamina character. So I know it's new, but I am really excited about this new content. I love that it's designed with flexibility, right? So there's 3 ways to run it. So if you have been looking for good duo content, then Endless Archive is for you. If you've been wanting content that is actually challenging for you and your companion and gives you a good reason to finish upgrading your companions. If you just wanted a new solo challenge, still good for you. I love that they added all these new rewards. I mean, these are the first class sets that we've got in the game. Lots of cool new housing stuff, furnishings, mementos. I'm excited for the new Tales of Tribute deck. I've been playing a ton of Tales of Tribute recently. So this is a really nice addition to. I do feel like you can spend a ton of time here, though. I mean, I feel like an arena run takes a solid 40 minutes or so. But if you're doing good in the Endless Archive, this could go for hours. I don't know how quickly the difficulty ramps up. Also assume there's probably some luck involved, like getting the verses that really work with your build, verses and visions that is, and then maybe like having good luck on which bosses you have to face in which order could potentially give you an edge. Ooh, Portal to the Unknown. Let's see what we get. Okay, Theater of War. Is this just a mini boss challenge? Well, this is pretty straightforward so far. Just a mini boss with a ton of health. Nice. Thank you, Ember. Oh, okay, cool. So, a duel of sorts, I guess. I like that I'm getting plunder skulls for this too. That's awesome. Great timing with the release. And a bonus verse. Okay. Oh, got an actual boss, I think. All right, so this is the end of the first arc, I believe. Does this do anything? No? Okay, maybe I just can't attack him for a minute. So this is a totally new boss. New mechanics that I am not familiar with. Slowly losing territory here. Oh, and he got my bear. Okay, block that. Definitely don't want to get hit by that, so when he does that big wind up, it's interesting, he just threw his weapon. Can I do something with his weapon? I'm guessing I don't want to get hit by that beam. All right, let's go ahead and take a little break, get the bear back out since he's decided to, oh, Ember's in rough shape. Got him. Is that bigger rewards? Yeah, it looks like double. Oh, I got a card for the deck and looks like the trophy. I don't know if I really care about XP at this point. Okay, definitely feels like difficulty went up a notch. Oh, geez. All right. I feel like the visual effects are also crushing my PC a little bit right now. Apologies if the video is a little choppy. Oh yeah, nice 20% reduction in damage from direct damage. Take that. 5. Oh, I wish I could see my score here. I can see my current visions and verses though. Yeah, this guy's like as tough as the first mini boss was almost. Okay, our first boss of the second. I don't know what that guy does. Pilfer. I can search him. Oh, he's got extra loot on him. Maybe now is not the time to do that, but if you see one of those little pilfers, you can get some extra loot if you kill him. I feel like he disappeared the first time I saw him. He just like ran off the edge or something before I knew what was going on. I thought he was just like an ad or something. I mean, I guess kind of he is, but let's get our vision. Oh yeah. Oh, that's tough. I haven't really been having stamina issues, so let's grab that. And I think I may actually call it there for right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pop through here. Just because it's been probably 30 to 40 minutes or so, and I want to go ahead and turn in this quest, I think. Ooh, nice, a skill point. Completed the margin. Now, does that end my run? All right, so clearly the next day, progress did not save. I don't think it had anything to do with turning in the quest. I just think that Endless Archive does not save progress like that. So I went ahead and restarted it and got a little bit further this time. I just had my first death. This is the end of the second, the main boss here. But I think some of the things I said at the top of the video are absolutely true about the Endless Archive. You really do need to pay attention to mechanics. You've got to block heavy attacks. You've got to be able to keep your heals up. As soon as you're out of stamina or magicka, that's pretty much it. You need to be looking out for things to interrupt. I think you really, the more you know about the monsters you're facing, the better you're going to do, right? And since this is pulling from so much different content in the game, someone who's actually seen the bosses, seen the mechanics of bosses throughout the game is going to have an easier time. All that being said, I do think pretty much anyone out there can probably get through to the end of the first arc and defeat the first boss. You're going to need a build that's probably a little bit more hybrid. You can't just go strict DPS and you can't go strict tank, you can't go strict heals. Of course, if you're doing duoing, that's going to be a little bit easier. One other thing that I was totally wrong about was the leaderboard. So there is a solo and a duo, but there is not a third leaderboard for solo with a companion. So as I understand it, as soon as you pull out the companion, or you are going in the duo leaderboard, which you're probably not going to have any chance of ranking on with just a companion. So I just have my first death here in the second arc, and for Wardens, last place is 4th arc, 5th cycle. I'm a long ways behind that and already had my first death. Not a good sign. If you want to get on that leaderboard, you're probably going to have a partner, or you're going to have to go true solo, where you can see that even just getting, through the first arc and a half is going to get you on the leaderboard right now for Wardens. Still a few days left. I don't know if that'll hold up, but look up some of those builds that are good for anything that's good for, veteran Maelstrom or veteran Vadashran is going to serve you well here. So, and I'll try and capture some of this battle on video if I can. Okay, so I think this is actually one where you're supposed to fight through it. I don't know what that little thing is that he throws out, but it's basically like a shield that you have to break. You're not doing, well, I'm doing a little bit of damage to him. This is interesting. I feel like I'm actually doing better than I did on my first attempt. Yeah, definitely got to here. Yeah, tentacle showed up. That was annoying. This time they're right next to each other, which is kind of nice. First attempt, they were spread out, so it was a little bit harder to dodge them. Oh, definitely looking out for that block. It was the beam thing here. I got lazy and was just chilling in the beam, which there's so much AoE going on, it can be difficult to make sure that you are keeping your distance. And I've already lost my companion and my pet. He's low though. All right, that's a block. Definitely want to block that. And I don't know what happened. I missed the block as I'm talking about it. Okay, what is this shard that also has health? Oh, what got me? What got me? Seeking spears. Oh, those shards. Okay, so I need to, I guess I just can't leave those shards in the ground. So let's try it again. Make sure those shards get killed quick. All right, guys, this might be the end of my run if I don't pull together here, which actually makes sense because I've seen a lot of guildmates scoring about 62,000, which is what my score is right now. This is not going well for me. This guy, I don't seem to be able to like do enough damage for it to really matter. Oof, something's hitting me hard. Yeah, jeez. Okay, 253. It's not going to be enough for the leaderboard. 5 close. Waste run. So that is the end of the run. I can go talk to this guy, but that seems to be about where a lot of people are starting to have trouble. I'm going to have to look up some mechanics and see what I'm missing there. Let's see here. I don't think there's plenty of plunder skulls. This is a pretty good spot to farm plunder skulls. All right, well, let's go check out the vendors and see if there's anything that I want to buy with what I've gotten so far. Arms of Glory Antiquity, but that might be worth purchasing. Bound style page, Scourge, Harvester, Shoulder. I do really like that there's another way to get these style pages. Just another way to get some of these collectibles. So if you're really struggling with finding the lead you need, hopefully it shows up here and then you just spend a few archival fortunes to pick it up. We've also got some pretty cool furnishings over here, but I think I would prioritize leads over furnishings unless it was something I just really needed for a house design. Oh, and then there's upgrades too. So strength of your visions improves. This might be a way, if you're struggling, to over time sort of increase the odds that you'll make it further and further. So what we're seeing on the leaderboard today, not only is that going to go up because people get better at Endless Archive, but they'll also be able to upgrade their personal Endless Archive to make it easier for them to progress further. Looks like I have to probably buy this one here. Okay, so this one has to be purchased from this NPC. So if I want to unlock this deck, I've got to go ahead and purchase that. So that actually might be my first purchase then. Let's go ahead and get the deck fragment and unlock this deck. And that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my first jaunt into the Endless Archive. I've played it a couple more times since I recorded the bulk of this video, and I keep getting stuck at the end of the second arc, but I think it's something that I'll be overcoming soon enough. Overall, I think the Endless Archive is a great addition to the game. I love the new rewards. I love that it fills sort of a gap that we've seen up until today. Specifically, more solo content, solo with companion, and the option to duo. I do think that there's probably a little bit of tuning to do, especially with that final boss at the end of the second arc. Thank you all so much for sticking around to the end of the video, and an extra thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to get your name in the credits of the next video and access some bonus content, be sure to click that link on screen now. You can also support this channel for free by hitting that like button or subscribing for the next video. I do have more ESO content in the works, along with updates for all of my Minecraft resource packs, so be sure to keep a lookout for the next video. That's going to do it for today, guys. I'll see you again real soon for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.